We are back working on my E90 M3, and I actually haven't worked on this car in quite some time, mainly because the next thing we're doing is pretty big, but I'm thinking in this video we're gonna finish this thing to where I even get it registered and actually on the road. So in the last video we touched some things up with the motor got swapped in, but in this video we're gonna focus mainly on replacing the roof. And as you see, this car was in a front end collision. The guy hit a curb with that wheel, causing the roof to kink, which is kind of crazy. So there's a dent there, and there's more dents over there, but I'm pretty sure you can see them. So what would you guys do here? Would you get an OEM roof, replace it, or get these dents pulled out? Multiple people telling me, oh, you can get that PDR'd. I'm like, bro, what am I gonna spend like $800 on a PDR guy and then still have a boring roof, when these cars never came carbon fiber roof on the E90s, but they came with slick tops, which is pretty cool. So what I did is I bought this carbon fiber roof, which is going to be so sick. It's time to start removing the roof, and as you see, the back window's already removed, and so is the windshield. So that's the first step you need to take to start getting this roof panel off. There's a lot of this glue right here. I think it's called body sealer, and I already removed a majority of it on this side. Still need to do the other side, and then there's 4 bolts. This bolt right here and right here, and then there's 2 more on the other side. And I'm actually getting help from my friend from Washington named Rusty. He ain't rusty though, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're gonna start by taking off the headliner. See that it's still in the car, and also I already have a slick top headliner right there as well. So I basically have everything to do this job. I even have all the tools and material in the car right there. Everything is removed off of the roof to start prepping to remove every single one of these spot welds. This was actually only took me 5 minutes when I first took off this panel. I just wanted to see how hard that stuff was to remove. Literally took a small flathead and just started scraping at it, and it all comes off pretty smoothly. And we all have to grind all of this stuff off to reveal the spot welds that go here. But before we do that, we're gonna mask this, and I'm also gonna mask the pillars here, because we're going to be using a belt sander like here and here, and just in case I go over to the side, don't want to be damaging that, because I do not plan on repainting that area. All this stuff is sanded down. All this stuff on the side, I don't really think we needed to sand it down because these spot welds are pretty visible, but the rear ones were covered by the windshield glue, so everything's visible. Hopefully this belt sander does a good job on taking it off, but that still leaves us with taking a chisel in between this panel and the one it's welded to, and there's glue in between there. So once we remove these spot welds, that doesn't mean the roof's just gonna come off. All right, so the belt sander, honestly, what do you think, Rusty?
I just knew from the start it was going to be an ass method.
So it just doesn't really, I mean, maybe I'm not using it correctly or something, but it doesn't do the best job on removing the spot welds. It will do the job, but I also bought this kit that is like meant to remove spot welds.
Look at that flat.
And it came with this drill bit that has a really flat top, so it's literally just what we've been using for these last 10 ones, and
it's kind of getting better now when you figure out the depth that you need.
It's coming off pretty smoothly. So we just counted it, there's 80 of these, 80 spot welds, and the roof is off. Let's get it done. Don't done the roof. All right, after a couple of grievous hours, every single spot weld has been drilled out. I actually fully got that side off, so It's actually loose. If I pull it from that side, I can't do it from here, but yeah, just need to get a flathead under here and start hammering this out, and we should be able to pull the roof off. This is exciting. About to have a roofless car. Just lift up. Oh.
Yo.
Okay. This thing's heavy.
30 pounds.
Removed. Nice. Obviously the carbon roof doesn't have any support in the middle now, so there's this OEM bow just like this, but we're installing it somewhere right here in the middle. It's at my house, but yeah, pretty cool. I can't even believe the roof's off. That looks genius, bro. That looks so good. Day 2 of installing the carbon roof. Finished off yesterday with literally just removing the roof and removing some of the glue here. Picked up some paint to cover the parts that we sanded down, and I also picked up the missing reinforcement piece that I believe comes on slick top E90 M3s. But let's see how this thing fits. I don't know exactly where it goes, to be honest with you. Oh, actually, that's a good question. How does this thing get installed? Okay, so after looking at a photo of someone taking off a slick top roof that they were doing an E90 or a carbon roof replacement, the reinforcement bar sits right here. It actually slides under this roof panel and sits on that lip right here. And this thing actually, by pulling it, sliced my hand right there and Rusty's hand. Let me see.
It's pretty deep, not only.
Kind of annoying because you have to slide it under one side all the way enough to where you'd fit it on the other side as well. So we did it one time and we already installed it, but I think it was backwards because these edges weren't lining up with the roof panel. So we're gonna try it again. Okay, so we prepped the surfaces here, here, and here. This thing slides in under here, and it's just gonna get welded in that rectangle. And then I'm thinking we might weld the edge here to this edge just to have the most durability, because I was looking at the OEM ones. This doesn't even look like it's attached, and it's only this, which makes me think that like this thing is not even really doing much. So we're gonna try our best to weld it there as well, so we can get the most strength out of it. And then all right, we got everything painted, prepped. We're gonna wait for it to dry. I don't know if we're actually gonna install the roof today, because I think by what the paint says that it's probably best to let it cure for at least 24 hours. But yeah, we painted it black, and this thing actually looks pretty cool now that it's all paint matched and all the saran wrap is off of it now. I don't think that's actually called saran wrap, but yeah, that's literally what it feels like. Thing's welded in, solid. Ow. But yeah, pretty exciting. Next step is literally to drill some holes in here. We have to measure it and then wait for the paint to dry. But yeah, gonna pull it out in the sun, let it dry, and I guess I'll catch you guys with an update on what we decide to do next. All right, well, we got this thing outside, and it looks super weird, honestly. I mean, it's kind of hard to capture on camera, but I think you guys get the idea. This thing literally looks like an exoskeleton off-road rig, kind of with this just being all uncovered. Looks pretty funky. Got David pulled up in his S54. Pretty sick. What's up? Okay, it has now been a couple of days. The stuff has fully dried. We actually mocked up the roof just to kind of see how it would fit, and it looks like it's gonna fit pretty perfectly. These are just pressed on here, and dude, it looks so good. Like it's hard to capture because it's so bright outside right now, but oh, I'm so excited for this. Like, this angle looks insane. Slick top E90 M3 carbon roof. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna take this off start prepping the surfaces, figure out where we need to put the glue, and soon enough press it on one last time, clamp all these edges in, and yeah, then let it dry. We're installing this seam sealer. Dude, this stuff is, look, I'm pressing hard and my grip strength's probably at 300. I'm just gonna go along the edge. Bro, this
It's just too small of a hole, bro. That's not what it's meant for.
this is working.
Keep going, bro.
Honestly, that was probably one of the easiest parts of the job.
Yeah.
All we got left to do is wait for it to dry, and kind of still got to figure out how to install the side clips, the side panels here. But look at that, guys. Carbon roof is officially
Don't forget, you got
fully
the
installed.
module thing.
Yeah, and then we have to figure out where I run this antenna. I mean, the wiring's right here to it. So one of these wires goes to this module down here. And I think I'm just gonna separate it from the stack because they're all separate wires, as you see. And then the module itself, it's important because I couldn't unlock and lock the car after I unplugged it. So probably gonna run the wiring right here and clamp it down somewhere here. So the next step on the M3, it's a new day by the way, is to change the oil pan. The thing's leaking. These things do not like to get welded. They just leak, and you know, because it's not pure aluminum, it's cast. And so with this donor engine that I bought, I'm gonna pull this thing out, put it on a stand, take the oil pan off, get this sucker on a lift, and start removing the subframe and replace the oil pan. Kind of sucks because I just replaced the oil like 100 miles ago, but I did do the rod bearings. And a lot of people say, oh, once you do rod bearings, change your oil at 100 miles and then 500 and then 1,000. I'm honestly probably not gonna do the 500 and then the 1,000. I'll probably change it at like 1,000 miles after this one. But yeah, let's get to work. I'm by myself here today. I do have a shop neighbor that's gonna help me drop the subframe though, so should be a lot easier. Or having a hand is always nice. But yeah, this thing still needs honestly decent amount of work. Like the interior headliner needs to get put it back in. Passenger seat needs to get bolted up. Windows need to get installed. But the wheels are gonna be ready on Monday. And I'm actually pretty happy that the shop that is doing them, they hit me up and they're like, yo, wheels didn't come out as good, so we have to respray them. So I'm completely fine with that. Obviously I want quality, not just done quick. But yeah, let's get this thing probably on the lift, and then I'm gonna get the motor over here on this engine stand.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you make me feel so bad. You really
We got the subframe, and I say we because my friend David's here helping me out. Everything's torqued down on the oil pan. Yep, that was not fun, but I'm very happy it got done finally. And it's pretty late now, so we're gonna pick up, well, I'll pick up the rest of the work tomorrow, like putting the control arms back in and working on some other stuff. But yeah, finally no more leak from the oil pan, I hope. No oil on the ground, which is a great sign. I finally picked up the 359Ms. Here they are. They came out amazing. They literally look OEM. Ooh, so clean, dude. I'm so excited for these. I bought new emblems for that, and then I'm gonna get the floating center caps, ordered them today as well. So that looks so good. But these are gonna get ceramic coated tomorrow. Okay, yesterday we finally got the windshield and the back window installed, and I'm finally actually driving this car. these wheels I actually don't love, because I just know that the 359Ms look so much better. And then I love the shade that I went with the back window. I haven't tinted any of these so far. I still need to remove it and tint it. But yeah, super happy with how the carbon roof job came out. It literally looks OEM. It looks, I don't know, I can't see the full potential yet without the side trim pieces on and the wheels that I want. But that being said, we're about to bring the wheels to A&N and they're about to ceramic coat them. So yeah, we're taking the 335i there because I'm missing one undercarriage piece here, which doesn't let me, well, I don't want to go past like 60 because I just replaced the felt underneath. It's like the main undercarriage part that sits on the driver's side and passenger side. If I go past like 60, 65, it'll just cut it or like bend it, and I don't want to have to buy a new one. So yeah, taking the 335i. All right, here they are. Mint condition 359M wheels. Adam at A&N.
I'm gonna ceramic coat those bad boys.
Yep.
They look sick.
Gonna get them ceramic coated. They're gonna be probably
Yeah,
way
easy to
easier
wash.
to wash, yeah?
Yep, and there's gonna be less brake dust all over them. So.
Heck yeah, I'm excited for that because BMWs tend to leave a lot of brake dust.
I have my wheels ceramic coated, and it makes my life so easy.
Heck yeah. All right, gonna pick these up when they're ready. All right, guys, they're done.
They look insane.
Heck yeah, thanks, Adam.
Hello, shiny.
Okay, well, the wheels are on, and this is where this video ends. I'm really having a hard time like loving the look, and honestly I don't even know why, but I'm sure it'll grow on me. I feel like it's definitely missing a front lip, which I do have, which we'll get on in the next video. But just like that, thanks for watching, guys, seriously, and stay tuned because we got some bigger plans for this car, which I'm sure you guys will love. Take care.
Don't care how long it takes, you know I hate the way you